I want to go down in history, definitely. I want to be remembered for doing something that so many people told me I would never be able to do. In school, I used to get into a shitload of fights. I got into a lot of fights.
Really? I didn't know that about you, bro.
No, we got into a good few fights. So I had a fight at the Italian club, right?
Mm-hmm. What kind of fight? Is this like a no boxing glove? This is just like...
No, this is a street fight.
Street fight, yeah. Like but it's organized.
Yeah.
It's organized. So it's beef.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Basically. I kid you not when I say there were at least 50, 60 people there around, like in a circle with me and this guy in the middle.
Yeah.
So for me, when I finished and I saw this thing, like, what would you do if money didn't exist? And I was like,
I'd beat this guy's ass again and again.
You know, I love this. I love being able to inspire people, like, you know, being on a stage, you know, just, and this is my, like, you know, an artist paints something.
Yes.
For me, this is my room. This is where I work. Like, I'm not doing this for anybody else. Well, what do you want to do in life? And I was like, this is what I want to do. And what made it so nice was like, fuck, not just anybody can do this. You know, you're chasing like greatness here. It's not easy. You can't just, doesn't take a year. It doesn't take 5 years. So
now school's finished and you're going to pursue this properly. Obviously that's now full-time training, but you know, to pay the bills, is it a part-time job?
I've had a good few jobs. I won't lie. I've tried to become a barber. I've fucking worked in the back of a bar. I used to work with my dad in construction. I've worked promotions. I've worked as a perfume salesperson. I've worked as a mechanic. I've done a shitload of things, yeah.
Okay.
To just try and make ends meet whichever way it can work.
To keep your dream going.
The thing is, the day I decided that this is what I'm going to do is when I changed my lifestyle completely. After my 18th birthday, I think like a week after that, stop drinking, stop smoking, stop everything. Everything that's not in line with the professional career, I stopped it.
That's incredible, man. Especially at that age, and especially the area we come from. I know the influences.
Yeah. No, it's tough. I won't lie. You know, birthdays are the worst. You know, when guys are like, nah, shots. I've gone through my fair share of family issues and things. My dad used to struggle with substance abuse and things like that. So I had to leave home. I tried to leave home many times, but it's hard to train and work and try and look after yourself and everything. So I'd gone back home once or twice. But it just got to the point where I couldn't stay anymore. I left in the back of a police van, bro. That's how I left home. So I got dropped off at the station. They could see, you know, my dad had been drinking and stuff. So they were like, you know what, this and this. They didn't take me in or do anything. To call my friend. We had training that night. I called him, bro, pick me up from here. I got my shit. Let's go train. Went to the gym.
So you got picked up in that back of a police van. And I'm assuming that's because of your dad or...
Yeah, they dropped me off at the police station.
And you're like, bro, let's go train.
Yeah, let's go train. So we went and trained. He said I could stay by him that night, but my mom had an empty place. It was getting sold in about 2 weeks or so. She said I can go stay there. And I went and stayed there that night, right? So from there, I've been on my own. So I had to find a job, right? I tried looking and shit. And it got to the point where I'd been applying it. I mean, I had a degree. I graduated with fucking cum laude, dog. I couldn't find a thing, like a job.
Yeah.
And so happened. So now that time where I was staying at that place, it was running out. I had like 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks it was running out.
Wait, so that's your mom's place?
Yeah, that's my...
So it's being sold?
Yeah, my mom didn't stay here. My mom and sister didn't stay here. So it was only my dad. And then...
so the house was empty for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
So you had 3 weeks to come up with magic?
Yeah.
Okay.
And... I was praying a lot. I was going to church. I was doing I had a few $100 left, like in my account. I was just trying to, you know, make shit work. I tried everything. Nothing came up. Eventually, I had spoken to my trainer to move in by him and by the gym, and I said, "This is my life. This is it. I don't really care. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a car. I didn't have anything really." And literally nothing happened until the day I was supposed to move. I had like all my clothes and shit in like black
so
plastic
on the last
bags.
day of those 3 weeks.
Yeah. And my friend called me and he's like, "Hey, bruh, do you want this fucking job or not?" I'm like, "What job?" He's like, "Bruh, they're trying to call you. You're not answering your phone." I'm like, "Bruh, that SIM card got cut like last week."
So your SIM card even got cut?
Yeah.
So you were down to bare minimum.
Yeah.
Bare minimum.
It was,
Right.
So Then I'm like, yo, bro, I'm supposed to move now in an hour. I got this bakkie. I borrowed this bakkie for today. I can use it today. He's like, bro, I just called him. Anyway, call the person. And then she's like, okay, no, can you come for an interview tomorrow? Then I was like, ugh. I mentally prepared to go and stay like this, live like this, be hungry like this and, chase this dream now. And then this came up. Then I was like, okay, maybe this didn't just come up at the last minute, just at the time I needed it for no reason. Let me just go see. The interview was relaxed, chilled. It was like a friendly conversation. They said they let me know by Friday. This was in like 3 days. And I was like, yo, okay, now I'm pushing it now. Thursday came, they didn't let me know. Friday came. It's 4:00 in the afternoon. I still didn't get a call. I'm like, yo. I said, okay, if I don't hear from these people, I'm going on Saturday, finish it. That evening, they call me. They're like, okay, you got the job. The salary is like, I think it was 11,000 or 10,000. Do you want it? Bro, the state my mind was in and the shit that was going on. I said, okay, I'll let you know. I put the phone down. I was like, what the fuck? I picked the phone up again. I was like, nah, I'll take it. They're like, when do you want to start? I'm like, can I start on Tuesday? They're like, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Right? Now I had a job. One day later, my grandparents called me and they were like, listen, congratulations on getting the job and stuff. We have this car here and, we don't use it often. I think it will do more for you than it can for us. When you get a chance, come and get it. I had organized the bicycle that I think to get to work and whatever, because work wasn't far, but I needed to get walking, to work. Yeah. But also fucking cycling to work on a bicycle with a laptop and shit wasn't. But you need to make a plan.
Yeah,
couldn't afford to Uber there every day. So, next thing, family member going down, jumped with them, went down to Durban, drove the car back up. Now I had a job, I had a car. Next Monday, Tuesday in the gym, got a fight. Okay, let's go. Everything just fell into place from there. The sale of that house fell through. I had a roof over my head now as well.
Wow.
So within a space of a week, I had a job, a car, a place to stay, and a fight signed. That was my first fight. And yeah.
And that week before that, you had pretty much
I was going
nothing.
to stay in the gym, literally, with my trainer. I was going to stay in a back room there by his house and just, try and make do when I did get money, like I could contribute to food and stuff, but he said, whatever they eat, they'll give me and shit like that.
Wow, bro.
Yeah.
That's how it's meant for you, bro. I think like that's God working in ways.
Yeah, in church they teach about tithing and shit. And at that time I barely had any money, but I still used to give the church because I was like, out of, let's say 300 Rand, if I had 350 Rand, 50 Rand is not going to make me rich. It's not going to make me poor. It's not going to buy me food for the next week. It's not going to so fuck it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to me in 1 week. And I was just like, yo, bro. I was so thankful. It was like something else.
Yeah.
I'd have that job from that time.
Okay.
And that job was it was 3 days a week. You go in the office 3 days a week. So I was like, yo, this is soft. I can train so nicely because you get the days in between, to catch up on washing, on cooking, on rest for training and all these things. And that went up to my first fight. By the time of the second fight, they said, no, COVID's done. Back in the office every day, 8 to 5. I was like, yo, tried to make it work. Bro, I tried like so. It was extremely difficult, bro. I was waking up at like 4:30 to train. You train, you got to come home, you got to shower, you got to eat, you got to pack your lunch for work, you got to change, you got to rush to work. Then you rush to work. Now you're tired from the first session, right? You sit at work the whole day in the office. Work. You didn't rest, nothing. Straight after work, you got to go to the gym again and train. It takes you like 30 minutes to get to the gym, right? If there's no traffic, you get to the gym. Now you're tired from the first session, plus work. Okay, no, go and train. So I used to train like that. And then you rush back home because you can't just train as much as you want because we live in a country where we have load shedding. And if you don't cook, you're not going to eat. And if I don't cook today, I'm not going to have lunch at work tomorrow to go to training the next day. It's after work again. So I had to leave training by a certain time, to get home by a certain time, to cook by a certain time, then to shower and shit. You don't wash dishes in the dark or cook in the dark. You can't. So
you got no time to cook, bro.
Yeah. So then do that for 3 or 4 days, your washing starts piling up. You need a day to do that. So that you'll try catch up with on the weekend. Your house looks like a mess half the time because, you're just in, out, here, there. And your body's just taking strain. Your mind is taking strain.
You're not really resting properly as well.
And some days, the hardness of that life drives you to like, fuck, but other days, bro, it beats you down and you burnt out. You just like, I just need to sleep. I'm tired. I can't do this anymore. And I had tried that for like a long time, for months and months and months. And I got to the point where my boxing ability was here, and it was just going down. I was showing up to training, but mentally I was exhausted. I wasn't there. I'm running my 10Ks, but my mind is just not as strong as it was because I'm just taking a beating at work with life in general, trying to keep up with it. And then I went through one or two other situations as well, which contributed to my decision. But it basically became a thing of, I looked at my last two losses, right? They were both on points, and they were to guys I shouldn't have lost to. I know that because they weren't better than me. Not even close, actually. It was extremely disappointing. But I looked at the last two losses and I said, I train for 3 to 4 hours a day. My mind is present maybe 2 of the 3 hours. I'm behind the desk for 9 hours. Why am I shocked that my results are so secondary when boxing is basically a secondary at this point? It's basically a hobby. And I was like, nah, fuck. I was like, nah. You know what? I'm going to leave this shit. If I don't make it, I can accept putting everything I have into it and then seeing where I end up. I can accept that. I can come to terms with that. But having one foot there and one foot here and trying and missing on both, it's like they say, if you chase 2 rabbits, you'll catch neither one properly. So it was basically became a thing like that. And I was like, nah, I don't want this to be my life forever. Fuck work. Fuck sitting behind a desk. I don't want to be a CEO in 10, 15 years like that, if I even going to do that. I want to put everything into this. And at 25, 28, if I feel like I haven't made it, I can come to terms with putting everything in and I'll go back and work that job. That's fine then. I got my degree. I'll do that. But what I'm not going to do is have my kids or have other people ask me like, what did you want to be? And it was actually something else. And then you have this whole long story where you're like, nah, I could have made it, but this happened with my family, and then I had to get a job, and then this, and then that, and then sports in South Africa don't pay, and all the fucking list of excuses. I don't want that. My personal experience with weight cuts, I've had good ones and very bad ones. My first one was a terrible one. So I came in a kilo over. When you come in anything over, you get 1 hour to make the weight.
And a kilo, is that a lot?
For some people, it's a lot. For me, it was a lot. Right, I already depleted myself. And I mean, I was starving. And now they give you an hour. You can't go drink water because you need to exercise. That water's going to add weight. I had to go put the sauna suit on.
While you're suffering.
Run laps in the sun while your throat is dry, your nose is blocked. Backfires. I got sick. I had phlegm in my chest. Nose was blocked. But I needed the fight. I needed the money. I needed to get out there and fight. Pretty crazy to look someone in the eyes and know I'm fighting you tomorrow.
Yo, what is that like, dude?
It's a bit intense. Mentally, I think it depends what your walls are mentally, Guys, the thing is, guys can do crazy things. They can kiss you, they can slap you. Nobody knows.
Anything to put you off, right?
That's the thing. And then you get guys who are friendly. You get guys who look like they're crazy. And it just depends how you deal with it.
Okay, so it's a personal battle.
You need to know why you're there.
Yeah.
You need to know why you're there.
Because that blows my mind. I was thinking about, when I was preparing a little bit for this, I was thinking about last night, and I was like, dude, like, you must fight people you've never met before.
Yeah.
And like now I'm as mother, so like.
Yeah.
So do you try for you personally, do you try, is it just literally strictly business, or do you try find something to like not necessarily hate on the oath,
but business. I'm there to do a job and I know why I'm there. That's all it is. If you're in my way, that's the obstacle. My next fight is on the 2nd of September at Empress Palace. It's a big fight, tough guy.
Okay.
You're on live TV, on Supersport. Pressure's on.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not building to this next fight. Not even building to the next 3 fights. I'm building to do something in South Africa. I'm building to do something in the world, compete on a world stage. So that's where every day being better than the last must take me, When you get to a good level of any sport, your progress slows down a lot. It takes the same amount of effort, same amount of intensity and discipline, but your progress slows down a lot. Whereas if you train the whole week, you maybe increase 10% a week. Whereas when you get to a good level in sport, you'll increase like 1% a week. But if you push every day to be better than the last, that 1% a week over a year, you've improved 50%. That's a ton. But that's if you can keep the same dedication and discipline.
I'm going to ask you a couple quick fires.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Top 5 boxers in the world right now.
In the world, top
Any
5.
Any weight class.
Joanne, from first to what, or just any top?
Just your top 5 in any order is fine.
Cool.
Doesn't matter.
One of the favorites, Gervonta Davis. Terence Crawford. I'd still like to say Canelo, right? Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson. I think he's a hot draw, very, very hot draw. And the guy from Japan, Inoue.
Okay, I haven't even heard of him.
Powerful.
Is it?
Yeah, powerful.
Okay, but where would you put Tyson Fury in the all-time?
All time, I think he'd probably might just make the top 10 cut. I think opposition in the heavyweight division has been it hasn't been what it used to be in years back.
For sure.
So it's not to say Deontay Wilder wasn't amazing and the rest of the guys at Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Tyson Fury fought Vladimir Klitschko
when he's old, bro.
Yeah, but listen, sometimes it doesn't really. I mean, there's guys who's won titles in their 40s.
Yeah.
So
George Foreman. He came and he won when he was 50, not?
Yeah. Something like that. So for me, he'd be somewhere top 10. I wouldn't want to say top 5, but yeah.
Really, eh? Yeah. So who would you put as your? Because it's hard to maybe put a number 1, 2, 3, but who are your 3 or 4? The guys right at the top that you say like, okay, I can see him being the best.
Okay, definitely Muhammad Ali, definitely Mike Tyson. The other guys, I'd say Larry Holmes was very good. George Foreman was very good.
What advice would you give to? I suppose everyone has their own journey, but what advice would you give to maybe some young guys that want to start boxing?
I think find a good teacher. Find a good teacher. That's the best blessing you can have. Someone who understands boxing, who does it for the love of it. Find a good teacher. If you thoroughly enjoy the sport and you want to compete, find a good amateur club. Never forget who's brought you to certain places, right? Especially in terms of trainers and people who have helped you. Dedicate yourself to learn the game, to learn the sport, to understand it. No, they say you can take the river to the take the donkey to the river. You can't make the donkey drink from the river. Same shit.
Mm-hmm.
You can have the best trainers, you can have all the money, you can have the best facilities, but it's at the end of the day, it all lies on you to go and put in that work.
Okay, well, Tristan, dude, thank you for spending your time, bro. Thanks for coming through. Cool, it was really cool to get into your story. I'm excited to see where your career goes. And I know the entire Eastrand, all rooting for you, bro.